Hello, Faust and Faust enjoyers. This will be the first video in a video series I'm trying to make, which will cover every one of Faust's normals. Which I want to start with 5P. I will basically in each video give a bit of an overview on each button, information you should know in my opinion that I think is important, the general uses of each move. Then we'll talk a bit about routing, confirms, and meter use. So let's get started. 5P. Some may say your most basic poke, your fastest button. Don't mention it 2K. I know it starts at 5 frames. So your fastest button, generally speaking. 5P. For 5P, it's actually pretty far-reaching. So as you can see, we hit Nago already from here. Nago is not even close. Like you would have to go all the way like over here to hit. Which is very nice. So having that range thing, like as you can see, just like a micro step in round start range, will lead to a 5P hitting. Um, so pretty big. It does though it does not hit that high or that low, so it's very far reaching, but doesn't anti-air very well. It doesn't catch low buttons that well. So that's things you might want to keep in mind. So use 5P both defensively and offensively. Defensively, you use it to either get out of people trying to grab you, or resetting pressure, or to just keep out people trying to run in. You might like for a 5P like this. So these all are options that you use defensively. You also might try to interrupt some specials or some air movement with it, even though it doesn't anti-air well. You might want to try catch Food Arc or Slide with the Turo or Amelia Air Dash. With 5P, all these options are viable. So that's like types of defensive uses, but you also use it offensively. Since it doesn't have a lot of hit stop, and since it has a lot of range, you can use it to either dash in and do a tick throw, or just check opponents trying to maybe fuzzy jump or fuzzy mash by like staggering it like this. So a lot of uses, very versatile, safe move to throw out. It's very low committal. It doesn't leave you very punishable. On block, it just kind of puts you back in neutral. So very nice button. Even though it's very simple, it might not be easy to optimally use. And that's the generalities about 5P. It can Gatling into itself, so 5P 5P. It's the only button Faust has that Gatlings into itself. It can Gatling into 2P. It can Gatling into 6P, which is very important for combos, and 6H, which is not important at all. You almost never do 5P 6H unless you're trying to create chaos, or if there's like some item play that is working with it at the moment that could cover your 6H recovery. So these are the Gatlings options, and now we're going to talk a bit about confirms. We'll first cover all the non-metered confirms, so grounded, counter hit, and aerial. And then we'll talk a bit about metered options and what they do. We'll talk about each part of the stage, what you want to do, and what's good where. And let's get started. So your most basic confirm is the 5Ps into 2P. You can get, technically you can get 4 of those. You can get 5Ps in a row, but then the 2P will whiff. You do it by having dash momentum. But you can just do 2P as an ender. This combo is super easy. This is what you might want to start with if you're just beginning playing Faust. It's very simple confirm to do. It just requires you to kind of mash 5P, notice you're hitting, and 2P at the end. It does leave you neutral on hit, so this basically resets the neutral. Which means that if mid-screen or at the wall, it's not the worst thing ever. But if you're back to the wall, you don't really want to do this, since this is not very advantageous for you. And you might want to push for an actual knockdown. The way Faust gets knockdowns from 5P is mostly 6P, like this. So you can Gatling 3 of those into a 6P. Once you get a 6P, you can use an item toss to be neutral with an item out, meaning you and your opponent recover about the same time, depending on how fast you pull the item. But you do have an item in play, and so long it isn't trumpet, this is usually either advantageous or neutral for you. And When you're back to the wall, this is very important because it might create opportunities for you to get out. If you do get weight or meteors, you might be able to side switch with Scarecrow now. Or if you get Mini Faust, Hammer, you might be able to push for some more advantage from maybe a few more items to try and get that favorable neutral position. I'm going to show all the combos on heavyweights, so you can see you can do the combos on the entire cast. On lightweights, you can do some extra combos, but I like that all my combos are consistent and my B&Bs are not situational. So we're going to focus on whatever works on everyone right now. So as we've shown, 3 5Ps does not combo into mix mix mix, so you just pull an item. Once you can confirm 2 5Ps into a 6P, you can get the mix mix mix, which enables a hard knockdown. From it, you could either go for a close slash OTG for OTG safe jump pressure, which is very, very fun and cool, or you could pull an item, you can see, and still melee the opponent, and be plus with an item out, so doing some sort of item pressure. As you can see, I did a 5k there, which I'm pretty sure was even safe. Let me check just to make sure. Yeah, this please. Yeah, so you can still be safe if you pilot it correctly. You know you pilot this correctly usually when you see this kind of bounce that they get. It means you got like a lot more time if you do get the bounce. If you see them kind of fall to the ground, you know you have less time and you might not want to go for that OTG if they have a reversal on deck. Or it could just depend on the item you get. At the corner, this will be super beneficial, getting that mix, just because it mostly puts you in mid-screen and gives you good pressure. And yeah, it gets you out of the corner. At the corner, getting this on lighter characters might enable a full combo to break the wall. Against heavier characters, is not the case. So you do just end up going for that reset. Now, there is this thing that happens that at the corner, this 5P, 5P, 6P, because of pushback, makes it so the mix OTGs. Be wary of this. If you do see this happening, just pull back. You don't really want to get punished for doing mix, so it's okay to just pull back, see it doesn't happen as you want it to. It's a problem with the pushback that I don't know how to solve yet. I don't know if anybody knows how to solve it yet, but mix is always janky even when it's buffed. So keep that in mind. Okay, for counter hits, oh sorry, no. If you can, okay, and this is maybe more relevant to situations where you're punishing moves. So for example, if you're punishing Pot's Hammerfall or Ino's S-Stroke, which are -7, you can punish them with 5P, and that will lead to you getting a full mix loop even on heavies, as you can see here. Which is really, really good. It lets you get close to the wall. If you are closer to the wall, you can even get a wall break from it, which is super big from a 5P. Characters who can get wall breaks from 5Ps, even if the damage is not that high, is very, very big for them, especially Faust, who can be very meter reliant. So enjoying that extra positive bonus is very, very nice. You can do it either with close slash 2S or do a 5k mix. It is a bit spacing dependent though, so make sure you keep that in mind. So that's for 5Ps. And now let's talk a bit about counters. Counter hit for 5P is not a big game changer. You can technically now confirm it into, not confirm, sorry, you can link it into 5k. But that link is not very good. It goes into 2D. You can see it's 62 damage with far 2D, so no close slash OTG opportunities. Meanwhile, if you do end up going for the mix, you get more damage, you get better pressure and better plus frames. And if you can use the counter hit to one hit confirm into the 6P, you will get your mix loop, which is just great. It's really, really nice. Okay, everybody's happy. So that's about it for grounded counter hits. In the aerial situations where you do end up hitting an opponent with an anti-air 5P or an interrupt on an aerial special, like Mix or Food Arc, whatever we already showed some examples. An easy confirm is doing 5P, 5P, 6P. So yes, this is just like the combo we did earlier, doing either 5P, 5P, 6P into Mix, or doing 5P, 6P into Mix, and then you can go for a loop. It's a bit harder sometimes to land. You can go for something like this into Love Oki if you feel more comfortable, or just enjoy the close slash OTG and do some pressure. So these are the simple confirms you can go for. They're all very simple to do. You have a lot of time. As you can see, I'm pressing 5P very, very late. You can also confirm it into a 5K, which is fine. Personally, I think confirming into close slash is way, way better. As you can see, 5K pushes the opponent away. Close slash keeps them fairly close. If you do end up going for close slash after this, you do get a loop as well, which is very nice. So you can do 5P close slash mix into close slash mix again. You can do close slash 2S mix if you feel it's a bit far, but you do not get a loop afterwards. So that's kind of in your discretion. You do get a pickup with 5K if you're close to the corner though. But if you're here, then not the case, as you can see. If you already know your opponent is going to get hit by the 5P, or if you want to go for it, I've only done this once ever, and it's actually insanely difficult. But you can go for a 5P anti-air into a close slash, into a mix, which will cause a side switch if your back is to the corner. It's an option if you want to steal the corner. I don't know how much I recommend this, especially to beginner players. It's very difficult. Against lightweight characters, you can actually wall break from it because this sequence will connect to 5K JSJH, which is pretty nutty. I can show it later at the end of the video. So that's another option. If you are mid-screen, going for 5K or close slash will also enable some aerial confirms like JSJH. You can lead to pretty simple routes like this. It reminds you of a lot of our BNBs, basically a 5K JSJH into air dash, 5K KJD, land 6H. Leads to pretty solid damage. You can do the same thing with close slash. Close slash doesn't push as much, as you can see. It wouldn't wall bounce from as far. So if you are gunning for that wall bounce, going for 5K is definitely recommended. You can technically try and do some nuttier combos with super jump, but I don't know if I recommend that too. All of them are pretty difficult to do, and maybe not the easiest thing you should go for when you're confirming a 5P anti-air. Counter hit in the air doesn't change a lot for us. It basically the same confirms, just more time. Once you get the counter hit, as you can see, I have time to like micro dash there, or like press the micro dash to gain a bit more distance and make sure I'm doing the confirm properly. You can technically do combos like these. They work more consistently on lighter weight characters, but they are doable. If you do end up going for them, like JH, you can do a 5K mix to end it, or if you get enough height, you can do a 5K 6H. Again, on heavier characters, this is a bit harder, but also, how many times do you enter a heavy character with, just a combo with a 5P? It's not very common. So it's up to you what you want to go for, just showing you a bit of the options. And now I think we can go into the metered section of the video. And for the meter section of the video, we should differentiate between when you're using 5P as a punish and a 5P as just a poke. So let's start with as a poke or as pressure. If you do end up confirming this or this, there are two ways to combo. One of them is the normal combo we do off a lot of close slash JD. This is close slash into 6H, and usually this will break the wall. You can do thrust as well if you're not sure if it's going to break the wall. It's going to be a bit spacing dependent. You can also end up just doing an upper C. If you're mid-screen, going for this is pretty good. You can go for something like 5k JH into a close slash 6h thrust. This is relatively optimal. You can get a bit more damage than this by doing some confirm. I think, yeah, like this into Scarecrow. Oh, it might be the same damage. Yeah, it's all very spacing dependent, so you should be very comfortable with knowing where you are on the stage when you do it. So all these is like confirming as part of combos. If you do end up getting 5p, 5p, 6p into mix like this, you can just go for something like JSJH into a 6h. It's not very, very high damage, but if you are trying to end up killing someone and they're very close to dying, then this extra damage might be good for you. Technically at the wall, if you do want the hard knockdown, you can confirm 5p, 6p into a super. Again, this is a very difficult confirm to do. Not at all easy. So keep that in mind. It is very easily dropping if you do it a bit late, and you are definitely punishable since Faust super takes some time to recover. So all that, keep in mind. And yeah, just make sure you're not dying over it. If you are confirming a combo and you are with your back to the wall, go for a back RC into one of these routes. So like a back RC into, for example, 5k 6h thrust. As I saw just now, it did not break, so you can just do a simple combo like close slash to a mix into 6h. It does decent damage. You can confirm it pretty late, so that's nice. If you are capable of one-hit confirming if you're interrupting, or two-hit confirming with 6p, you do get a bit better combos, like 5k JD or 5k 6h there. Can go for JKJD there too. 6h might whip there depending on how high you hit, so just doing 5h is a bit better. It will be a bit more consistent. Let me just show it. 5h. Which leads to, again, 162 is very, very nice damage for a 2-hit confirm on the 5p. If you do just a 1-hit confirm, of course, you get even better damage by doing a combo like this, which is pretty simple to do. So it's all up to what you're comfortable with. But yeah, these like backdrift, Scarecrow RC options, I talked about them before. They're all very strong, they're all very good, and they're fairly consistent. They will also get you out of the corner. If the opponent is bursting you, you'll be out of the corner, so it's another plus that you might want to keep in mind. When you are on the corner, you can also use this backdrift RC into Scarecrow. It looks a bit different, but it still works just as good. As you can see, the combos are again fairly easy to do. Same thing with this. Yeah, and yada yada. One confirm, I think, can be super important in mid-screen is doing 5p up RC. And this is going to be something I'm going to mention in probably all of the videos, since 5p up RC is very, very strong. You can use it either as a punish, or using it as a preemptive. On block, you just get like the... On block, you just get this situation, which you can either make sure to jail the opponent and not let him do anything, or you can go for a grab if you want to. I, of course, cannot dash just as the opponent recovers, so it's up to you. You can do whatever you want. But this is an okay option on block. It's not too bad. You see a lot of Zados do 5p RC. I always wonder why Faust don't use it. Since we have a pretty big 5p, it is actually not that bad to take our turn like that. But on hit, it actually leads to a mid-screen combo that breaks the wall for pretty high damage by doing 6h into Scarecrow. And that's how the combo looks like. As you can see, 175 off of 5p is not something to laugh at. I'll do it again. You do 6h Scarecrow, 5k SJH into either a JKJD or into a JD land 6h. Both are good. Make sure you are aware where you are on the screen to do that. You can also reset this situation with love, or with just taking your thrust knockdown into an item. Whatever you prefer, really. But I think people should be aware of this. We could be getting a lot of damage on punishes that we do with 5Ps. So this could be very useful. I think this is about it for all the confirms I think you should know. For aerial confirms move meter, the options become like a bit more nutty. Like doing like something like close slash. Sorry, doing things like the close slash loop into a BRC is very consistent. So a combo like this may work for you. If you do want to go for something like this, make sure you're not getting side switched. Let me do a 5K actually. It's a bit easier to do. Yeah, doing like easy combos like this are also very nice. So you can keep that in mind if you want to. Of course, if you're here at the wall, you'll just do the same conversions we did before. Just back drift into the scarecrow. Anything that tickles you, okay, as you can see, they all do big damage. And they're easier to access from close slash since it gives you a bit of height. As you can see, you get an easier time just putting the opponent up in the air with the scarecrow. So I think that's about it for the 5P guide. I hope this was useful. If people can comment on the format, if it's good, if you want to see more of this, I do want to make more videos like this one about different normals to give more and more options to people to use things. If I miss some things, post them, tell me, so I learn from it, and just so other people can learn from it too. Thanks for watching and for the general support. I'll keep trying to support Faust in the upcoming year and make sure all the Faust homies and the Faust army grow stronger with each video we make. And that's about it. Okay, I'll see you around on the next one, okay? Happy Christmas. Right? Happy Christmas, Faustians. Bye-bye.